Have you ever stood by the ocean at night? You can't see the full expanse of the water, but you can feel its weight, its power, and its rhythm. You know it's there, watching the shore, shaping the sand. Even in the dark, most men walk through their lives believing they are the captains of the ship, constantly steering, constantly acting, constantly trying to be seen. But there is a secret truth that the wisest men eventually learn: you are not just the captain. You are the ocean itself. And when a woman is truly connecting with you, she isn't just looking at the ship. She is studying the tides. We often think of attraction as a loud game, a series of pickup lines, impressive gestures, and obvious signals. But the deepest form of connection is silent. It is a study of the soul. Today, we are going to walk a different path together. We are going to move beyond the surface level tricks and explore the 7 layers of deep perception. This is not about how to manipulate attention. It is about understanding how you are being perceived on a spiritual and psychological level. This is about the law of the echo, the realization that the world and the women in it are constantly reflecting back to you exactly who you are. Let's begin this journey of awakening. The first layer, the architecture of attention. We live in a world of noise. Between the demands of your career, the notifications on your phone, and the responsibilities of family, true attention has become the rarest currency on earth. So, when a woman remembers the smallest details about you, the name of the dog you had when you were 10, the way you take your coffee, or a fleeting comment you made about your father, she is doing something profound. Psychologists call this the reticular activating system. It's the part of the brain that filters out the millions of bits of data we see every day, and only lets through what matters. If she remembers the small things, it means you have bypassed her filters. You have become a part of her internal architecture. But let's look deeper. Through the lens of the Stoics, they believe that attention is the raw material of love. Think about a master craftsman working with wood. He notices the grain, the knots, the imperfections. He doesn't ignore them. He works with them. When a woman catalogs these small details about you, she is not just gathering data. She is assessing the material. She is asking, is this structure sound? Can I build a home here? I remember an old mentor of mine telling me about his wife. He said, "Son, she knew I was worried about my business before I did. She saw I stopped humming while I cooked." That is the level we are talking about. So, here is the question you must ask yourself. Are you living a life that is distinct enough to be remembered? Are your habits and your words aligned with your truth? Because if you are living authentically, those small details she remembers are not just trivia. They are the breadcrumbs leading to your soul. If she is holding on to them, she is trying to find her way to you. The second layer, the window of vulnerability. You have likely heard that eye contact is a sign of attraction. But the spiritual reality is more nuanced. It is not the stare that matters. It is the break. Imagine a deer in the forest. When it sees something that intrigues it, it freezes. It locks on. But the moment it feels seen, it darts away. This is instinct. When a woman catches your eye and then quickly looks away, she is not rejecting you. She is protecting herself. Why? Because the eyes are the only part of the human body where the central nervous system is exposed to the world. To look into someone's eyes is to allow them to touch your nervous system. When she looks away, she is overwhelmed by the voltage of that connection. It is a moment of high vulnerability. In that split second, she has seen you and she knows you have seen her. The mask has slipped. This is where many men fail. They interpret this as disinterest. They let their ego take a hit. But a grounded man, a man who understands the flow of energy, sees this differently. He sees it as a spark. Think of the ocean again. The surface might be choppy, but the depths are calm. When she looks away, she is testing your depth. Can you hold the tension? Can you remain solid when she flinches? If you can smile, if you can stay present without chasing and without retreating, you signal safety. You signal that you are the lighthouse, not the storm. Ask yourself today, how do I handle vulnerability? When someone sees me, truly sees me, do I flinch? Or do I stand my ground? The third layer, the law of harmonic resonance. In physics, there is a phenomenon called resonance. If you strike a tuning fork and hold it next to another tuning fork of the same frequency, the second one will begin to vibrate without being touched. This is what is happening when a woman mirrors your body language. We often trivialize this. We say, "Oh, she crossed her legs because I did." But looking at it through the lens of evolutionary psychology, this is a survival mechanism turned into a love language. It is her subconscious mind saying, "I am safe here. I am like you. We are the same tribe." But let's take this to a spiritual level. This is a merging of rhythms. Have you ever sat with an old friend by a fire and you realized your breathing had synchronized? You weren't trying to do it. It just happened. That is peace. That is unity. When she subconsciously mimics your posture, your gestures, or even your pace of speech, she is entering your frequency. She is harmonizing with you. This is a profound compliment, but it is also a profound responsibility. If she is tuning herself to you, what is the broadcast she is receiving? Are you broadcasting anxiety, chaos, and insecurity? Or are you broadcasting purpose, calm, and strength? Because if she mirrors you, she will reflect your internal state back to you. The mirror never lies. If you see peace in her when she is around you, it is because you have cultivated peace within yourself. If you see anxiety, look inward. You are the tuning fork. She is a resonance, the fourth layer, the test of the storm. This is a layer that is rarely spoken about, yet it is perhaps the most critical. She studies how you handle chaos. Life is not a straight line. It is a series of waves. There will be bad days at work, financial stress, illness, and loss. A woman who is considering you for a long-term journey is not just watching you when the sun is shining. She is waiting for the rain. She is studying your micro-reactions. When the waiter gets the order wrong, do you snap? When traffic is deadlocked, do you rage? When you receive bad news, do you crumble or do you breathe? In the philosophy of the samurai, there is a concept of immovable mind. It doesn't mean you don't feel emotion. It means you are not enslaved by it. You are the oak tree in the wind. Your leaves may rustle, but your roots do not move. She is looking for that root system. She needs to know that when her own world falls apart, you will be the container that can hold her chaos without breaking. She is asking, silently, is he safe? Can he govern himself? Because if a man cannot govern his own emotions, he certainly cannot lead a family or a relationship. This is the ultimate test of a Stoic. Can you maintain your dignity when things go wrong? If she sees that you can, her attraction shifts from physical to foundational. She begins to trust you not just with her body, but with her future. The fifth layer, the archaeologist of the spirit. To move now to the realm of conversation. But this is not about chatting, this is about excavation. When a woman listens to you with an intensity that shuts out the rest of the world, or when she asks you questions that seem surprisingly specific, she is acting as an archaeologist. She is digging. She is looking for the artifacts of your values. Most men stay on the surface. They talk about sports, the weather, the what. She wants the why. If she asks, why did you choose that career? Or what was it like growing up with your brother? She isn't making small talk. She is looking for your map of reality. She wants to know, what do you value? What hurts you? What drives you? Do you have a code that you live by? There is a beautiful concept in modern psychology called attunement. It is the ability to be fully present with another person's inner world. When she hangs on your every word, she is attuning to you. She is offering you the gift of being heard. In our culture, men are often taught to hide their pain and their dreams. We are taught to be stoic statues. But real strength lies in the ability to articulate your soul. When she hands you the shovel through her questions, do not be afraid to dig. Show her the gold you have buried. Show her the scars. Ask yourself, do I know my own values well enough to articulate them? If she asks me right now, what do you stand for? Could I answer? The sixth layer, the canvas of silence. There is music. And then there is the silence between the notes. The music is life, but the silence is where the meaning lives. One of the most subtle signs she is studying you is how she exists in your silence. Does she feel the need to constantly fill the air with noise? Or can she sit with you in a quiet car, or on a park bench and just be? In Eastern philosophy, the void is not empty. It is full of potential. When a woman feels safe enough to be silent with you, she is entering your void. She is trusting your presence more than your performance. If she watches you while you are reading, or driving, or working and she says nothing, she is drinking in your essence. She is feeling what it is like to simply exist in your orbit. This is the comfort of two solitudes, protecting and touching one another. Pay attention to the quiet moments. Does the air feel heavy with tension? Or light with acceptance? If it is light, it means she has accepted you. She isn't trying to impress you anymore. She is trying to be with you. The seventh layer, the law of relationship echo. Finally, we arrive at the synthesis of all these signs. The bonus layer, the mirroring of emotional energy. This brings us to a principle I want you to carry with you for the rest of your life. The law of relationship echo. This law states that you do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. If she is becoming brighter, happier, and more open around you, it is an echo of the light you are bringing. If she is becoming anxious, closed off, or critical, it is often, not always, but often an echo of the shadow you are projecting, even unconsciously. Women are intuitive barometers. They feel the atmospheric pressure change before the storm hits. If she is subconsciously aligning her mood with yours, it is the ultimate sign of connection. It means the barrier between you and her is thinning. This is profound power. It means you have the ability to lead the emotional tone of the relationship, but you cannot lead where you have not gone. You cannot lead her to peace if you are at war with yourself. You cannot lead her to joy if you are drowning in cynicism. She is studying you to see if you are a source of light. If she finds that you are, she will reflect that light back to you magnified. That is the beauty of the feminine energy. It receives, amplifies, and returns. Conclusion: the man in the mirror. So, we have walked through the 7 layers, the architecture of attention, the window of vulnerability, harmonic resonance, the test of the storm, the archaeology of the spirit, the canvas of silence, and the law of the echo. You might be thinking, this sounds like a lot of pressure. Am I constantly being watched? Let's reframe that. It is not surveillance. It is a search for sanctuary. She is looking for a place to rest her heart. She is looking for a man who knows himself, who governs himself, and who offers a stable frequency in a chaotic world. The fact that you are here, seeking this knowledge, tells me you are one of the rare ones. You are willing to look deeper. I want to leave you with a practice. We'll call it the mirror of origin. Tomorrow morning, before you look at your phone, before you speak to anyone, stand in front of the mirror. Look into your own eyes, not with vanity, but with curiosity. Hold your own gaze for 60 seconds. Ask yourself, if I were meeting this man for the first time, what would I feel? Is there peace here? Is there strength? Is there a storm? Calibrate yourself. Become the man you want her to see. Because the truth is, she can only study what you present. If you present a mask, she will study the mask. If you present a soul, she will connect with the soul. Stop trying to decode her every move like a puzzle to be solved. Instead, focus on becoming a man of such undeniable depth and clarity that she cannot help but pause and wonder at the view. Live deeply. Love bravely. And remember, the ocean doesn't try to be powerful. It just is. Be the ocean. If this message resonated with the man you are becoming, honor that journey. Share this with a brother who needs to hear it. And until next time, keep watching the tides.